Hi, everybody. Um, Today I'm just going to talk a little bit about angels and my belief in them. Um, I'm not religious, but there is a few things that I do believe in, and angels happen to be one of them. Anyways, I do believe angels are there to look out for you or protect you, and that actually people can be angels. Anyways, um, I used to live, and this was quite a while ago, in a big apartment building, and on the way up on the third floor. I moved in, and after about 2 weeks, I met the neighbor, and he was a big guy. He had a big beard and long hair, and he was, he kind of looked like a biker. I don't know if he used to be a biker or not, but we got to know him, and he was really nice, and we realized, he drank a lot, and we actually heard him fall down the stairs a few times. Anyways, he, this is back when I used to drink and self-medicate by drinking, so I used to drink quite a bit too, so every other day I was going to the liquor mart or the vendor or, whatever. And one day he said, well, since you're going to the liquor mart, can you pick me up a bottle? And he said, sure, why not? So we went and picked him up what he wanted and gave it to him and stuff. And this started going on for quite a while. We were kind of getting hesitant in doing it because, it was happening every day, and, it was kind of scaring me, and I didn't want to be the person to run out and get alcohol for him and, be responsible for if anything happened to him. So eventually just stopped saying, yes. We didn't want to get his alcohol for him. We didn't want to, help him in that way anymore. And he was even offering us like large amounts of money just to go and do this for him, and just couldn't do it. And he started drinking like 100% rubbing alcohol. One day he came over and he was drinking rubbing alcohol, and I couldn't believe it, and got a hold of his mother, and she came out and looked after him for a week, but she ended up in the same boat. She was running to the liquor mart and getting him alcohol and everything. It was just hard to say no to him. He was, so nice, and he had a big cat named Jake. Anyways, his mother left, and she said, maybe you could check on Jake the cat once in a while, make sure he's getting fed and things like that. And sure, why not? And she went back to where she lived, and I don't know, we used to hear him thrashing around quite a bit and stuff like that because he was drinking and whatever, and we hadn't really heard that much from him in about 3 days, and I decided to go and check on him, and I got in the door and looked around the corner, and there he was in the hallway, laying face up with his eyes wide open and blood coming out of his ears, and he was vomiting it up blood and, scared the living daylights out of me. So because he was so big, I had to position myself, against the wall the hallway and push him over with my feet onto his side. And then I ran to call the ambulance. Anyways, the ambulance came and they told me, they said, both of his pupils are blown out. It's a good thing you called. Another, hour of this or whatever, he could have become brain dead or a vegetable. Anyway, so I took the cat and I looked after the cat, and his brother came and cleared all the stuff out of his apartment, and, we just never heard from him again. And, well, not again, actually. It wasn't until about 6, 7, 8 months later I was walking down the street and I seen him, and he was looking really good. His hair was cut, he didn't have a beard, he had a girl on his arm, he was talking really, he had a little bit of a speech impediment, and he looked at me and he hugged me and he said, you're my angel. You saved my life. And I don't feel like an angel. I mean, that's just something that anybody would do for another person. I found out that he had to get a piece of his skull removed and to allow the swelling in his brain to do whatever it does. But it made me remember something that had happened to myself. Quite a while before this happened, I myself was saved by an angel. I was drinking heavily, self-medicating, and this was a long time ago. My kids, they stayed with their father at that time. I had decided, I used to live across the street from the vendor, and there was railroad tracks that ran across, and there was about 6 tracks. Anyways, there was a way to get around, a long way to walk around those tracks, but I never did. And I used to just go across the tracks and climb a fence and go to the vendor and get my whatever I was getting. And it was dark. It was really dark. And I used to always jump over this fence in the same exact place. And on my way back to the vendor, and you could see my house from the vendor, actually, across the tracks, and I jumped down, but I didn't jump in the right spot. I jumped about, I don't know how far a jump it was, probably about 20, 25, 30 feet. And as soon as I landed, I sobered up. Let me say that. I broke my ankle right in, right off my foot. The skin was all that was attaching it. And I thought, okay, what am I going to do? Okay, I could see my house, and I thought, well, I can just get across these tracks, and, I can crawl. So I tried to walk, and there was no way I was going to walk on this broken ankle. So I started to crawl across the tracks, and it was really dark out that night. Couldn't see a thing, couldn't see the tracks, couldn't see my hands, couldn't see anything. So I was feeling along and trying to get myself across the tracks, and I see the dreadful sight of a train light coming towards me, and it's coming fast, and I can't tell if I'm on the track or not on the track. And then, to my dismay, another train behind me was coming on a different track. So I was terrified. My life went, past my eyes, and I started feeling around, and I just, doom set over me, and I decided to just lay down as low as I could and put my arms over my head. I don't know what that was supposed to do, but I got low down and low down, and I got ready for the inevitable. And I'd say about 5-6 seconds before the trains came by, and they were loud, this native man, came and pulled me off the track, put me in between the tracks, and covered his whole body all over mine. And the trains went by, and he held me down. And after the trains went by, he picked me up, and he carried me to the side embankment, and he left. And a few, minutes later, it wasn't that long, the ambulance showed up, and they said, "Did you get hit by a train?" And I said, "No." They didn't know what had happened. And then right away, they stuck a needle in my leg, and I was out in the ambulance, and I woke up in the hospital, and they were telling me I had to have surgery and a plate put in my leg and ankle to hold my ankle on. But I never did get to thank that guy, and I never did see him again. And our city isn't a big city, but yeah, there's angels out there, and there's things you can believe in, whether you're religious or not. There are good people in the world, and if he ever sees us, or just like to say thank you for saving my life. And I believe in angels, and you were my dark angel that came and saved me.